What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. Surprise! There's only two of us, but it's not Geek and Miller. It's me and Geek, a never before seen combo on this podcast. So we're doing everything. We're doing solo episodes. We're doing me and Geek. We're doing Geek and Miller. We're doing everything but the three of us. So
apparently,
yeah. Apparently that's what we're doing. Today we're gonna break down obviously week one because games kick off tomorrow as of recording this. Once you hear this, it will be Friday morning. First game of the year will already have happened. The Packers game will be that night. But we're recording this before so we can talk about all the games and not look stupid. We'll probably look stupid because we'll say something about the Ravens and Chiefs game, and then they'll play before we put the episode out, and everyone will be like, "You idiots!" But Geek's wearing his Ivan Pace jersey, so I think he's doing pretty good. How you doing, Geek?
I don't know. I'm still at the point where I get to be delusional about my team, which is fun. You haven't experienced this much in your life because your team's had a real quarterback always.
Last year.
Kind of. But, like, I've experienced this constant state of mediocre or bad for a really long time. So every year...
The Vikings were bad. Bad.
Technically, I guess 2014.
What was their record that year?
Like
2 wins?
4-12.
Okay.
I think because that was I think I'm remembering the right year. It was the year before we got Teddy. Maybe the year before.
You've had a decade of mediocrity.
Yeah, pretty much. With that one bright spot making the NFC Championship game, and then I watched a podcast.
We all know what happened.
Harrison Smith was on, and it was Chris Long's podcast. Yeah. And Chris Long asked Harrison Smith what happened, and he's like, Chris Long's like, yeah, going into that game, we really didn't know how it was going to go. We thought it would go either way. And Harrison's just like, yeah, we thought we were going to roll you. Like, it wasn't even going to be kind of close. Like, we were so short. Which, I get, the Vikings had the best defense in football, and they were going against Nick Foles. Like, I get thinking, yeah, we're going to roll him. And it started that way. Case Keenum led us right down the field. We scored. Boom. Immediately forced a turnover. It's like, oh, we're going to roll him. And then Case Keenum threw a pick, and the game was over. That's all it took. One fuck up from Case, and it was over. Everybody freaked out.
Nick Foles, better.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Better of the two backups.
Yeah, and then that was the Bortles year too, right?
Yeah.
Bortles versus dude, what a year that was.
Because the Vikings and Jaguars got to the AFC and NFC championship games just because they had two of the greatest defenses ever. But it didn't matter because Case Keenum and Blake Bortles exist. And
yeah, I think if I remember that Jags were pretty close.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure they were on the verge of actually beating them.
Yep. And then they took a knee at halftime when they could have went and tried to go score. They had a minute.
Oh yeah, they only lost by 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only lost by 4. I forget how close that was. I wonder if the Jaguars would have beaten. I think Nick Foles could have beaten both of the best defenses in the league back-to-back weeks.
I want to say no, but I mean he literally outdueled the GOAT. So I don't.
I wonder if Blake Bortles would be a Super Bowl champion. As we speak, if they had made the Super Bowl.
I just want to see the Vikings Jaguars Super Bowl universe.
So you're picking a fantasy draft right now?
Yeah, and I just lost that phone. It's not my fantasy draft, it's my uncle's.
Oh.
It's a 4 money league, and I want money.
Who are you picking?
Right now it looks like I'm going to take DJ Moore.
In the first round? Or is it late?
It's 4th round. So I had the first overall pick. I went like a homer and took JJ because of course I did.
Okay, interesting.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
He's going to have a crazy year because he's going to be the offense, I think. And then I need another running back.
Dude, Blake Bortles had more passing yards and a better completion percentage in that game. Who's really the GOAT? Let's talk about that. Who's really the GOAT?
Aaron Jones, who I'm drafting now. So this team
Everybody's
telling
me that I'm stupid for drafting Aaron Jones in fantasy.
He's gonna cook
because he can't stay healthy.
I don't know. He also said this is the healthiest he's ever, like the best he's felt going into a year since like his rookie year, which I could see.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
So yeah, my team right now is James Cook, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, and DJ Moore.
James Cook.
Yeah.
James Cook.
Don't worry. Here soon is when I take the sneaky picks that piss everybody off. So this is how I won this league for him last year and made some money. Jonathan Taylor would fall. No, Jonathan Taylor would fall to like round 9 because people don't want the guy who wasn't going to play. So I took him, banking on him coming back, and then he did, and he won me the league. You know who those two guys are going to be this year? Nick Chubb and TJ Hawkinson. Those are the guys you draft, and then in week 8, suddenly you have a top 5 tight end and a top 5 running back.
Is Nick Chubb okay? Are we sure? Are we positive?
It was an ACL tear. I haven't seen that affect a player since 2004, so I am going to assume it's not going to affect Nick Chubb.
Really, just an ACL tear?
I thought so, yeah.
I felt like his knee exploded.
So he's got, even if it did, he had twice the time to recover that Adrian Peterson did, and AP won MVP.
All right, so what Geek is saying is that he thinks
Nick Chubb will win MVP.
Nick Chubb will win MVP this year.
Yes.
Yes, that is what Geek thinks.
Yeah, that's 100% what I was saying.
Geek is saying that MVP, if you're a betting man, your bet should be placed on Nick Chubb, the guy who at minimum plays week 5.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's tough out here.
But yeah, actually, let's talk about the Run the Road Fantasy League quick.
Oh, I forgot about that one. But yeah, let's do it.
I want to go through our teams. Well, not Miller's, because Miller's not here. He doesn't get to talk about his team. Oh boy, a Bat Duck trade. Do we accept this one as Commissioner's Geek?
I don't like having commissioner rules like that. So I think if people agree to a trade, let them have it. Okay. Unless it's like stupid. So, I'm trading my entire roster for one guy right before the playoffs.
Josh gets Jamal Williams and Michael Mayer, and Bat Duck gets Khalil Herbert.
I think Duck's getting a little bit fleeced, but that's fine.
The most boring trade ever, but yeah. I mean, I guess we'll process that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, so my team, I'll let Geek talk about his, but my team, my starters, Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyren Williams, Devontae Smith, Rashee Rice, Tyler Conklin, which is rough.
Oof.
Mixon, Reed, Jaden Reed, Joe Mixon, Jake Moody for the Cleveland defense. The bench is rough too. The bench is Andre Iosivas, Russell Wilson, Curtis Samuel, Wandale, Rashid Shaheed, and Ben Sinnott, who I'm hoping will be tight end 1 for me.
Curtis Samuel could be big for you though. Like actually. He's been underrated forever, and Josh Allen doesn't really have weapons
for my team currently. But it depends on if Packers decide they want one receiver to be good this year and not a billion.
Right.
So it really depends on Reed. All right, Geek. You have your team pulled up?
Yeah, I was looking at your team. So my starters are Jalen Hurts, Devon Achane, James Cook, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jordan Addison, David Njoku, Malachi Corley, Adam Thielen, Will Reichard, and the Broncos defense. My bench is, I don't know how to feel about my bench. I've got Kirk Cousins, Jalen Wright, J.K. Dobbins, Tim Patrick, Jalen Naylor, and T.J. Hawkinson.
Is Will Reichard officially the Viking starting kicker?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
His competition was let go like before preseason games started.
Okay. So I drafted him in another league, and then I was thinking to myself, he might not actually be a starting kicker. Oh, that was fast. 18 minutes, bro.
Wow, he wasn't even really late. I gotta fix everything now.
Oh, sorry.
I've seen people. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. Never mind.
I was gonna take longer, but I was like, I'm not gonna get what I need to get done before, 10:45. So
Where's his team then? Hold up. There we go. Oh, that's right.
You guys started?
Yeah. We're talking about the Run the North Fantasy League.
Okay.
Currently,
Okay.
we were just going through our teams.
Oh, we're talking about the Run the North League. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, you gotta pull up your team and read off your starters like me and Geek
I
did.
just forgot what my team looked like.
Oh, dude, I'm in like 8 leagues. I'm the guy Spawn Hour was talking about in his most recent TikTok.
Which was
he was talking about the weirdos in fantasy that are in like 10 leagues and you know.
Dude, I'm in so many fantasy leagues, bro.
Like, what was I supposed to not do every league I was invited to? What the hell? He's like, yeah, but it's so the way he was talking about it though is like the guys who like mess with their teams, like they have like a big draft board and draft almost the same players every time and make it like a weird thing. And it's like, no, I just draft kind of whoever's there. There are certain guys that I like.
Most of my teams look pretty similar.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
There
are certain guys I take every time. It doesn't matter, but
there is not a single league I'm in where I don't have Caleb, DJ, and Cole Kmet. I have them in every single league I'm in. Even the 32-man league I'm in, I managed to pull it off.
Really? That's shocking.
Well, so I had like the 28th pick. I took DJ round 1. I took Cole round 2, and then my quarterback was Dak. And some guy offered me Dak, or he offered me Caleb and Khalil Shakir for Caleb and Adam Thielen, or for Dak and Adam Thielen.
Bro's going through it over there.
I can't listen. It's been a long day.
Yeah. Are you gonna hit your camera?
Oh yeah, I forgot I have to turn that on.
It's just his reveal.
It's him. There's the reveal. Do you see it?
It is a new shirt.
Yeah,
it's more than a new shirt. It's my fucking Kari jersey. Finally came in.
Miller finally caught up and bought a fullback jersey. Let's go, everybody! Round of applause for Miller.
I was trying to buy a Kari jersey all summer. I had to resort to fucking Continental Trade to acquire this jersey.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
In unrelated news, Miller is currently wanted in 3 countries.
Yeah, probably.
No, I just had to buy it from the UK Fanatics instead of the American one.
Oh, you made that sound a lot worse than it was.
Yeah. No, because apparently in America you can't get the custom orange jerseys, which is.
But you're wearing a Fanatics jersey?
Yeah.
Technically, so am I. That's what all of the official ones are.
Michael Rubin. He owns this podcast. Unbelievable.
Who the fuck is Michael Rubin?
Where else are you supposed to buy jerseys, Jacob?
He's the absolute worst, and he runs Fanatics.
Yeah.
And everybody. Well, he's a terrible person.
Everything about Fanatics is terrible. But where else are you supposed to buy a jersey?
Right.
PHgate, they suck.
I got my Aaron Jones one off like just the Packers Pro Shop.
Yeah, those are still just Fanatics jerseys.
Same shipment. Yep, they're all from the same warehouse.
Yeah.
I own a Fanatic. Oh no.
Hey, funny enough, I also got my Packers jersey from the Packers Pro Shop because on NFL Shop they wouldn't put the Aaron Jones one on sale, but it was through the Pro Shop.
You're wearing it. You have an Aaron Jones Packers jersey?
Yeah. It was $30 because I have to buy a jersey for every team. I don't have the NFC North done.
The jersey of a player who plays for your team, but the jersey is from when he played on your team's rival.
Well, how else was I supposed to do it? What other Packers jersey should I have bought, Jake?
Kenny Clark.
No, because that's a guy who plays on my rival.
Oh, shit.
What?
Fullback Watches Guide for the 2024 NFL season just dropped.
If Miller needs a guide on the season,
the entire rest of the episode,
if Miller stops to read it, that's a waste.
No, I'm not going to stop and read it. I know all of this.
Or if you go read it, I would hope all of it's wrong because that would be funnier.
No.
You can buy a Jordy Nelson jersey, Geek. He doesn't play for the Packers anymore, and he's cool.
I'll still take the guy who plays for my team. That's why I picked Aaron Jones. Is because I
you guys
take
know?
the
Okay.
Packers jersey of the guy who plays for my team.
I thought Michael Crabtree was playing on the Packers 2010 Super Bowl team because we had a tight end whose name was Crabtree, And then I learned who Michael Crabtree was like 2 years later, and I was like, oh, that guy was playing for the Packers from the Super Bowl run. But he very clearly wasn't because he was a child.
Oh, so today, I finally got to try the Witch's Brew energy drink. It's like
Dude, why does everybody like Alani so much? Is it that good?
This one, the Witch's Brew, it's a caramel apple fucking energy drink. It might be the best energy drink I've ever had.
Dude, everybody's trying to get me on the Alani train. I've never.
You should try one. It is so good.
I'm definitely.
If you like energy drinks, if you don't like energy drinks, don't try it.
Yeah, the current moment I'm a Ghost guy, but that
I
that
did
is
not like Ghost. I did not like Ghost.
I like Ghost. I like Monster is always good. Strawberry Monster is elite.
When we did our rankings, we only did original ones.
I hate Bang, dude.
Oh, Bang's
I hate
gross.
Bang.
It's so bad.
I hate Bang so
Bang
much,
is
bro.
horrific.
Bang is bad. What other energy drinks are there? I've never had Rain.
Tastes exactly like Bang. It's exactly.
I don't know what that is. I've never had Rockstar.
Rockstar so of like just original flavors of energy drinks, so like the original Monster, original Rockstar, whatever.
The original Monster.
Me and Wonder decided, like, we went through and tried the originals of like all of the energy drinks. Rockstar is the best original flavored energy drink. Hey, time to pick.
You better than Red Bull too.
This guy's picking.
Do I take Dak or Kyler Murray?
Kyler.
I'm glad you both agree.
Cardinals offense is going to be electric this year.
Just take the guy who's going to win MVP this year and not
real. Very real.
That's valid.
Should we talk about week 1 though, boys? We've been
I thought
yapping
I was supposed
for
to read
about
off my fantasy team.
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah, I've pulled it up.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was the thing we were doing.
All right, so top to bottom, I got Caleb at quarterback. My running backs are Ken Walker, Najee Harris, Tyjae Spears, Will Shipley, and Carson Steele. I've got Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Khalil Shakir, Demario Douglas, and Ricky Pearsall as my receivers. My tight ends are Cole Kmet and Jatavion Sanders. And then I've got Kaimi Fairburn at kicker, the Seahawks defense, and Matt Stafford is my backup quarterback. And I have Keaton Mitchell on IR because when he comes back, if he comes back, I don't know if he is. I don't know what the deal is. I've tried to do that in as many leagues as I possibly can.
My draft and stash guys like that have been like Nick Chubb and TJ Hawkinson in every league.
Yeah.
Because it's like if they come back and play as good as they can be, they're going to win me those leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Miller, as one of the commissioners of the league, I want to get your thoughts. We already accepted it because we're not like jerks, but this trade between Josh and Bat Duck, did you see it?
No, what did Grayson do?
Well, Josh got Jamal Williams and Michael Mayer from Bat Duck, and Bat Duck got Khalil Herbert, who is RB4, 3 Chicago,
3
at best. 3 at best, yeah.
He might be RB2 this week because Roschon's on the injury report. But when Roschon's
is Michael Mayer
RB3.
Is Michael Mayer going to
Michael Mayer is going to
no.
They're going to run a lot of 12 personnel.
I wouldn't call it starting over Bowers, but I would say he's going to start at tight end. Like Mayer's going to play more as like an actual tight end, and Bowers is going to play like slot or maybe even outside receiver more often.
Yeah,
they lost Renfro.
The thing, so I'm given the Raiders receiver room where they have 2 guys that can play football, and then Trey Tucker, who is like a 5 on every other football team. They are going to play so much 12 personnel, and Bowers is just going to be like a move tight end, and Mayer's going to be their true starting inline tight end.
Yeah.
Who is their RB1 right now?
Alexander Madison.
Oh. 2 different answers here, boys.
I don't actually know who they have listed. I just want to say it's Alex Madison.
Zamir's
probably Zamir White.
I'm looking it up.
ESPN has it as Zamir White. I was just recording a video about the Raiders.
Oh yeah, the team site also has it as Zamir.
Tyree Wilson
Abdullah is
the Raiders
still there for some reason.
Tyree Wilson, edge 1 yet. Steve over Max Crosby
yet. Yeah, for sure.
Soon. We will be
Interior D-line.
No, he is not starting over Malcolm Kuntz, though, which is something.
Well, Kuntz is solid. It's because Okay.
I mean, if you're a top 10 pick, you should be able to start over somebody that's solid. Solid should not be enough to bench you.
Me when developmental player isn't ready right away.
Miller,
it's you too, buddy. If he
after
doesn't
the
do
way
it now,
we
he never
talked about
will.
him. We can't suddenly do this. We can't.
I stand by. He will be ready.
I just mean we can't do this thing where we call him developmental as if we didn't think he was the best edge rusher in that class. We're not going to now change the narrative to this thing. No.
Did you say that he was the best or that he could be the best?
We said that he was.
I had him as my edge one, and it was because of his upside. I was all in on Wilson's upside. I never said day one he's going to come in and wreck the league. I said long term, I think he has more upside than
Will Miller football from like two.
Yeah,
like
somebody go watch it.
Somebody go watch it. Wilson will be a top 5 edge in the league his first year. I'm sure.
I definitely wouldn't have said something. Yeah, the guy who historically won't call first year players top 10 at their position, said a developmental defensive lineman would be top 5 at their position.
Precisely.
The only guy I said would be top 5 at their position that wasn't aligned with the consensus was Josh Hines-Allen, and I wasn't far off.
No Joshua.
Better Josh Allen.
We ready to talk about week 1 now?
Is that what we're doing?
We're doing a week 1 preview.
Okay.
Why are you asking me that when I texted you and said, what are we doing this week? And you said week 1 preview. The only reason I'm saying this is because
I wanted you to out yourself.
Yeah.
That's called manipulation.
Okay. So tomorrow night, as of the time of recording this, obviously this game will be final by the time this episode comes out. We have an AFC Championship rematch, Ravens-Chiefs. For this preview, my thought is that we just kind of obviously talk about the game, talk about some of the key players, stuff like that, and we'll all make our picks. Because remember, picks leaderboard, dude. We got to do that this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to get the document ready. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all going to make our picks for the games.
One of you has to take that trophy from me, wherever the hell it is.
And
is that how we're doing it? Or are we just gonna swap it out every year depending on who wins?
This $5 plastic trophy.
We're gonna
buying a new one.
We're on the north. Will have negative money because we're just gonna keep shipping it all over the place every year.
We're not doing it every week. It's at the end of the year, and then you get it for the off season.
It's true.
Yeah.
Geek should be displaying it during football season. It should be visible in his setup, wherever it is.
Yeah, since he bought himself a trophy.
Yeah. We haven't forgotten. We have not forgotten.
I didn't buy it for myself. Miller was supposed to beat me.
You bought the trophy like 2 weeks before the season ended. You were in first place.
Miller was a game behind, Jake.
I don't care.
You bought it while you were winning, knowing you'd win.
I was winning all season, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right, so no matter when you bought it, we could have made the claim. You bought yourself a trophy.
You just admitted you bought yourself a trophy.
I bought the winner a trophy. I'm sorry, I'm better. Shit.
And the winner was who?
No, we threw.
Yeah. See, they admit it. They felt bad. They threw.
Deke does content creation for a living. We figured we wouldn't make him pay for shipping.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Preach. Fucking broke.
All right. So yeah, we will talk about the game, talk about some key players. We'll make our picks. Obviously, we'll track our picks all year as we have been. I guess we just did that last year. But yeah, Ravens Chiefs Thursday night at Arrowhead. I'm gonna open the floor. Who wants to kick us off?
Miller does.
The Chiefs have a fullback again, and that's what I'm most excited for in this game.
Michael Burton, baby. Yes, sir.
No.
Carson Steele, I know.
Yeah, Carson Steele. Michael Burton is on the Broncos practice squad. Learn ball, buddy. But no, seriously, like apart from Steele, I'm really excited to see what this Chiefs offense is going to look like now that Mahomes finally has like real explosive playmakers outside of Kelsey that can stretch the field vertically and can actually allow him to play his brand of football and not be like, all right, Kelsey's covered. Which white boy of the week is going to like maybe get 0.03 yards of separation and I'm going to have to try something. Because Worthy is great. I loved him coming out. And then who was the other guy they added? Hollywood Brown is a really nice number too. So
not playing week 1 though.
Yep.
He's not.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
No, he's not playing.
He's out
for a while.
Really?
I think he's pup.
I think.
I'm almost positive he's pup.
Damn, I'm out of the loop on Hollywood Brown. Apparently,
I don't know if he's pup, but he was officially ruled out.
That's
okay.
tough.
And the Colts could be without their starting kicker, according to CBS Sports.
Well, that's right.
I guess, yeah. That would be who that is.
Is Rashee Rice playing week 1?
I think so, yeah. The internet's upset about it because the NFL's doing that thing they do where they wait until the legal proceedings
he doesn't have any.
As they always do.
Any,
yeah,
but they're
doesn't have
pretending
any markings on the sleeper.
But yeah,
they're pretending this is helping the Chiefs. They're being biased towards the Chiefs. No, they just wait for legal proceedings. Unless there's literally, in some cases, like the Ray Rice thing, there was a video.
Yeah. I would argue, if anything, this is putting the Chiefs at a bigger disadvantage because you'd rather get the suspension out of the way early so you have them down the stretch. Now you run the risk of not having them down the stretch.
Yeah, because this court case is in December.
Stupid.
So
yeah, people are stupid, man.
He could be out for playoff games.
Yeah.
And that'd be tough.
But yeah, I mean, even outside of him, though, if Rashee Rice is playing, then that's good. And Juju's back. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They had Samaje Perine?
Yeah.
That's silly. When did that happen? I didn't know that happened. I'm sure it was
during
very
the 1 hour silly period of the NFL free agency.
Silly hour.
No, that's very recent.
Yeah, that's like the past week because he
got
was
cut,
one of the Denver's last cuts. I wouldn't say shockingly.
I would.
Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah, Jaleel McLaughlin looks great. Audric Estime is really nice. And Javonte Williams, if he's healthy,
Blake Watson
is
their fourth running back. So Blake Watson made the roster.
UDFA with juice.
Samaje Perine got more touches than Javonte last year, even when Javonte was healthy. Sean Payton seemed to love him. I'm saying it's shocking
because
Sean Payton
Samaje Perine catch ball. Javonte Williams not catch ball.
Samaje wasn't good at it last year, though.
Well, either way, I don't think it's that crazy. It's not like Samaje's a star.
No, I just mean for the way he was used in Denver, it was shocking.
Right. No, I'm just trying to argue with you. But the Chiefs offense is going to be exciting. Leo Chanel on the other side of the ball as a full-time starter this year excites me. I've been waiting for this day. I know Geek has as well.
Yeah.
Like, I made my video after the Super Bowl talking about a lot of like the unsung heroes of the Chiefs Super Bowl win. And a lot of those guys are being thrust into starting roles this year. Yep. Chanel, Shamari Connor, Mike Dana was a starter last year. I mean, McDuffie, we all know about McDuffie.
Well, yeah, but now he's CB1. Guys.
He was CB1 last year. Let's keep it a buck. He was the best corner on that team.
Doesn't mean he was. I mean, I'm pretty sure they had Snead kind of playing as the CB1.
Okay, either way,
McDuffie being better.
That CB1 and wide receiver 1 are less of who lines up where and more of who is better. And I'm pretty confident in saying McDuffie is better than Snead. And then some of the other guys like Tershawn Wharton, Mike Pennell, like I really like the Chiefs defense too.
Why did we get stuck on Samaje Perine? I was gonna bring up the Broncos again. I'll wait until we get there. My brain has shifted to the Broncos for some reason. Gotta come back.
Can't stop thinking about the Broncos.
You guys started it.
But,
you brought up Samaje.
Yeah, I mean overall,
Kansas City Chiefs Samaje Perine is who I brought up.
To mention the Ravens, because not one word has been said about them yet. Mention the Ravens. Patrick Ricard, they have a fullback too, a better one than
Andrew Voorhees is finally starting.
Is he actually?
Yeah,
this is true.
Oh, chat, we are so back.
The GOAT. And then Daniel Falele has been moved inside, which is kind of different. He was their right tackle, and now he's their guard. It makes sense. I don't know if I love, Patrick McCarry being a starter, but
they don't have any other options.
Roger Rosengarten
sucks,
or Josh Jones.
I don't even know who Josh Jones is.
Yeah,
really?
I'm gonna keep that a buck. I don't know who he is.
That's wild.
3rd round pick in 2020.
One of those guys I use in Madden all the time as backup. That's most of why I know him.
Gotcha. I'm not a Rosengarten guy. I think McCarry's fine. He's a good run blocker.
Yeah, I think the Ravens. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick them to win this game, but I think the Ravens are gonna. I mean, there's no reason to believe they won't be really good this year. Derrick Henry adds a whole new level to their rushing attack,
Very
and
exciting.
if Keaton Mitchell comes back, which he won't obviously for this game, but when he comes back, hopefully, the 1-2 punch of him and Henry is going to be very fun.
What do
And
you do as a linebacker when Patrick Ricard comes through the hole and then Derrick Henry comes behind him?
take an injury.
True.
Grab your Achilles and go down.
Fake an injury, pray.
Depends on who the linebacker is.
Any of
if it's
them.
if it's Fred Warner, Warner will try his darndest.
Miller thinks Fred Warner should also pitch out. Just stand there and watch.
Against Ricard, yeah.
What if the fullback was Kyle Juszczyk? Sorry, what if the linebacker was Kyle Juszczyk?
Well, then the run's going nowhere. It's simply stopping. Juszczyk's going to hold his hand out, and his aura will stop the run.
Or him and Patrick Ricard will stop and hug each other while Derrick Henry bolts in the other direction.
No, they'll hug each other, and Derrick Henry will stand back and say, "Man, this is beautiful."
And then
get smoked by a defensive end.
And then then Nick Bosa will come in, just destroy him. But
ridiculous.
Yeah, good rushing attack.
I was gonna make a joke. I can't make that joke.
Lost. Well, yeah, he would. Lost Odell in the receiver room. But
their receiver room.
I like their receiver room though.
Why?
I think it's interesting. So I love Zay Flowers.
Sure.
Bateman. I still swear by Bateman. I think something will happen.
Yeah, he'll get hurt again.
Blind optimism.
They did just pay him, so something kind of has to happen. For the they have to see something.
Outside of that, Nelson Aguilar is fine, and Tez Walker for this offense is awesome because they don't have a true field stretcher, or they haven't rather.
I don't know, man. I have no faith in any of their receivers. Zay Flowers is really good, but I don't know. He's not.
Yeah.
To me, he's not. A world beater at wide receiver. He's not. One of those elite guys. Yeah, he was a rookie
last year.
He also didn't look as a rookie like one of those elite guys.
Yeah. But fantastic tight end room.
He looked like the best receiver Lamar's had by a country mile, and I think that counts for something.
That's not saying much.
It's not saying much, but it's saying something.
The best receiver Lamar's had outside of him is what? Either Odell at 30 or Hollywood.
That 1 year.
That's what we're comparing him up against.
You need receiver when run ball good and tight end.
Yeah.
Apparently the Ravens, when they play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, need receiver.
Yeah, I don't know why Harbaugh decided not to run. That was just stupid.
Yeah. See, I thought for a while that it was Lamar just being like, no, I want to prove I can do it with my arm. But I don't know. I just don't think there's a way he'd be that stupid.
Then, of all times, out of any time to say it, Lamar Jackson, notable rushing threat, said, you know what?
What if I just throw?
I'm going to just throw the ball. And not only am I going to throw the ball, but I'm going to throw it directly into triple coverage.
Guys, we're going to beat the Chiefs in this game with my arm and the power of friendship. That's how we're going to win this game. And then...
Yeah. And then he threw it in triple coverage and the game is over. Here we go. But they have a great tight end room. Likely. Andrews. Lovely.
Charlie Kolar.
Yep. The
really nice tight
defense is good. Defense has a deep boy candidate.
Who's playing nickel for them? Because Mollett's on IR. Herm Edwards?
Oh,
I think he retired.
It says it doesn't. Their depth chart doesn't list another nickelback at all.
Really?
Who'd you say was hurt?
Arthur Mollett.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
they don't have another nickel listed.
PJ Tampa. He's going to do it.
I hope not.
No, I don't know. Eddie Jackson, he's going to do it.
I hope
Oh
not.
no. Oh, good Lord.
Baltimore
good
will not win a
heavens.
football game.
Dude.
Oh, good heavens.
If Baltimore starts Eddie Jackson, he's going to be the second coming again somehow.
If Baltimore starts Eddie Jackson, he'll be the only player on the team that doesn't know what's happening.
Process of elimination. Sorry, Nate Wiggins, you're in nickel corner.
Why not just put Brandon Stevens in the nickel and let Nate start outside?
I was going to say, Nate's too skinny to play in the nickel.
Alan Armour Davis, welcome to the nickel.
Yeah, I see why they don't have one listed. I don't like any of the they're gonna they're gonna put Kyle Hamilton there and just make Eddie Jackson start at safety.
Tucker is
dear heavens.
And then you're gonna make
Eddie
Jackson just play as the deep safety because hopefully he can cover back there.
Dude,
because if you need him to tackle, you're fucked.
The first time, if that happens, the first time Mahomes airs one out to Xavier Worthy, it's an immediate touchdown. Because Eddie Jackson will not.
Y'all remember Eddie Jackson's touchdown he led up to Justin Jefferson last year, where Eddie just watched?
Yeah,
he just stopped and watched.
and people wonder why I've said that this guy has been the worst player on the Bears for 3 years.
So good.
I don't
since Justin
think
Tucker's
he's
on the
ever
Ravens,
tried.
No, probably not. Since Justin Tucker's on the Ravens, I feel. Did y'all see the Manning cast thing?
What now?
They made like a 10-minute video called Manning Cast the Musical, and there was a coach's barbershop quartet with the two Harbaughs, Mike McDaniel and Sean McVay, with Andy Reid conducting them. And then they did like 3 musical numbers, and Justin Tucker did an opera like soliloquy solo for like 30 seconds. And it was phenomenal. It was on their Instagram. It was phenomenal. I don't know if the coaches were actually singing or if it was. I couldn't tell. It kind of sounded like Jim Harbaugh was singing at the very least.
This title is horrifying. Peyton and Eli's Manning Cast musical is a hit. Star eye emoji. Jimmy Kimmel, Snoop Dogg, Livy Dunn, and more.
Oh yeah, Snoop Dogg raps in it. Livy Dunn's in the audience. Roger Goodell gets mad that they're gonna be on Broadway, so he pulls the plug on the musical, and then Kevin Hart plugs it back in and saves the musical.
Let's go.
So
also,
it was fantastic.
Serious question. Nnamdi Madubuike.
Bro wants
I said
be Nnamdi Asamoah. I know that
was
his real name.
I know, it's just funny.
Also better Nnamdi.
You're too young to talk here.
Seriously, that's such a sick change.
Yeah.
He should have been drafted as Nnamdi. Like, I get it. You have the societal pressure of coming to America. You got to use like an American name or whatever to make things easier on yourself.
Yeah.
But I feel like in football, that's one of those places where you can just kind of be named whatever. I mean, there's a motherfucker on the Saints named Kool-Aid.
Hey, he's pretty good at the football thing.
Right. That's my point. If you're good at football, nobody gives a damn what your name is.
Yeah, right. If you're good at football, they don't care. You can change your name to Ocho Cinco, which does not mean 85, Chad.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And the funniest part is Kool-Aid still isn't as goofy as his birth name.
That's so fucked.
Bro, his name is JaQuincy.
Honestly, he should be JaQuincy.
No, because JaQuincy McKinstry doesn't flow right.
Someone needs to bully him into being
my God,
JaQuincy.
JaQuincy McKinstry?
Someone needs to bully him into being JaQuincy.
It rhymes.
Next year, we will get that Ari Mirov tweet that says that he's changing his name to JaQuincy.
Listen, I'm not going to
I don't even think he changed his name. I just think he prefers Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Where did the Kool-Aid name go?
When he was a baby, his grandma said he smiled like the Kool-Aid man.
There's no way that's true.
Swear to God.
Is it really?
It's something about the Kool-Aid man and his grandma. Maybe it's not specifically a smile.
Wait.
Maybe he was just
Don't
happy.
phrase it like that.
Oh, yeah. McKinstry was named Kool-Aid by his grandmother as a baby because his smile reminded her of the Kool-Aid man.
That's incredible.
What does NIL do with Kool-Aid?
So I gotta ask, is there anything to put into like the way the Chiefs like to lose in week 1?
I'm gonna say no and then get hurt again.
So it's that, and it's also, for whatever reason, there's also
they're LSU. Okay, I understand.
It's also this
he doesn't want to see
thing.
an opener in like 10 years.
Oh yeah. Well, no, they won the season opener in 2019 because they went undefeated.
Okay, so they haven't won it in 5 years.
Yeah, because that was the greatest
Brian
college
Kelly.
team of all time.
Shut up.
So
2024 Penn State would like to talk.
Okay, well, we'll see. Get some wins first. So
we do.
One doesn't count. We're moving on. We're talking about the NFL. God damn it.
Thank God.
Also, what is this thing with the Chiefs and liking to lose to the other good AFC teams in the regular season? In the regular season, the Ravens beat them every time.
They roll them into a false set of security.
Right.
And then they kill them in the playoffs.
So, with that being said, I'm taking the Ravens.
Okay, I guess we're picking. Yeah. I'm taking the Ravens.
We've been talking about this game for 20 minutes.
I know.
And so we need to move.
I'm taking the Chiefs just to be different from you two.
Okay.
Also, the aura of Carson Steele is too strong. Guy owns an
Okay. Friday night in São Paulo, Brazil. Packers Eagles. I'll go first. I'm scared.
You should, because you're the Packers fan.
Yeah.
I'm scared that someone's gonna die in Brazil because it sounds like someone's gonna die in Brazil.
The wearing green thing isn't what people have made it out to be. Now there is just a lot of things in Brazil that.
I think Brazil is just a dangerous place to be honest.
Yes.
I think that's just the consensus. Anyway,
that's fair. I just mean the green has nothing to do with it. Though I do love the Eagles going no green. They're like, nah, black helmet, black pants, white jersey. We ain't fucking with
this. I think it is going to be a very tough game. Mm-hmm. However, I still do not have much faith in the Eagles defense.
That's such a weird thing to say, but yeah.
What do you disagree?
No, I was agreeing. I said it's a weird thing to say because their defense has been so good for so long.
I have faith in their defensive line: Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, whoever's off the edge. Bryce Huff now. I mean, obviously they're gonna have a really good pass rush. Their defensive line is gonna be good. Milton.
Williams.
What's his last name? Williams, that's it. Yeah, Milton Williams. Yes, Milton Williams. I'm scared of him too. I think Josh Jacobs is going to be good. Emmanuel Wilson was great in the preseason, so I'm not too worried about the running game. A.J. Dillon's hurt, even better.
Jesus.
Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave, love them. I think Downtavian Wicks is like a mini Devontae. Just the way his route running is so crisp. I love the way that he is able to the way that he cuts and the way that he is so sharp with his feet off the jump. This is a great release. Jaden Reed. I mean, the offense should be good. I don't expect Love to just I don't think Love will fall off a cliff. I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't at the level that some people expected him to be, but I don't think there's any world where he comes out and just stinks.
Right.
So he's going to come out and play some good football. He might start off a little rough like he did last year, but I don't anticipate those issues staying. I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy. The receivers are going to probably murder our corners. Like AJ Brown, I don't care who we put on him. It's Jover. Saquon, Packers run defense has never been good ever in the history of the world. So they might just run the ball down our throats. I think it's going to be a very close game, and it can go either way. I think it's about who has the football last, because I don't see either defense really making a big stop. The Packers defense could, but I don't know what half we've got cooking yet. So
I was gonna say, the Eagles defense could. They have a ton of talent. I just don't trust them. I'm hoping, new defensive coordinator make a difference, but
who is the new guy?
I don't know.
It's Vic.
Oh, is it?
Oh, they're screwed then.
They might be screwed.
That's watched. Washed.
Did you watch the Dolphins defense last year with Vic?
Yeah, one bad year in Miami, and all of a sudden one of the best defensive coordinators of the 2010s is washed.
Hey, it's what happened to Mike Zimmer.
See ya.
Okay,
one bad year and suddenly he was washed.
Listen, buddy.
Yeah, but Zimmer doesn't have that Italian swagger.
I'll be singing Vic Fangio's tune every week that isn't week 1. But for now, he's washed.
All right, well, I'm not going to sit here and stand for this Eagles defense slander because I don't see what the problem is with it.
Yeah, we said that last year too, and then they were bad. Like really bad.
Yeah, because injuries and they didn't have a linebacker core. They got better at linebacker and their secondary is way deeper.
It wasn't about being deeper. Darius Slay and James Bradbury were constantly getting cooked. Who are their two starting outside corners?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still Slay and Bradbury.
On IR.
Well, okay, so it's Slay, and who's the other outside corner?
Right now it says Ringo, but it'll probably end up being Quinion Mitchell, who was substantially better than what James Bradbury was last year.
But Darius Slay at this point is still a bit of a liability now, unless he bounces back, which he could. But to expect that's a little goofy. He's an over 30-year-old corner.
Okay, so their depth chart has it as Slay and Isaiah Rodgers, and Isaiah Rodgers was nice before he got suspended.
Oh, was he suspended last year and he's allowed to be back this year? I thought it was he got suspended.
He was suspended, got cut immediately. Philly picked him up and stashed him for a year. Then they re-signed him, and now he's eligible to play. Slay, Rodgers, Mitchell, Gardner Johnson, DeJean, Blankenship, Ringo, and Ricks is an awesome secondary. I know Slay isn't what he once was. As long as he doesn't suck, which I'm just going to... I know he wasn't... He had games last year where he did. I'm going to be a little optimistic since everyone else is being a negative Nancy about the Eagles defense and say that Slay can at least be fine. If he can at least be fine, which is not a high bar to shoot for somebody who was once a superstar corner, then this defense will be good. Because the linebacker core is much improved if Nakobe Dean can step up. But even then, Zach Bond is solid. I love Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And Devin White, as much as I hate him in coverage, is a good downhill run defending linebacker. Front seven's incredible. Josh Sweat was a big addition, or not Josh Sweat, excuse me. Bryce Huff was a big addition. Josh Sweat's a good football player. Their interior defensive linemen are all great. They added Thomas Booker, who I love as a backup nose. Nolan Smith is great. Jalix Hunt is really interesting. Like, I love what this defense has going on if Slay can be not shit.
I was going to say, it's just, I don't know. It's just we saw them be really not great last year. And while yes, they added pieces, they didn't add a ton of pieces. And you're just hoping that they can be better than they were last year. And I don't know. It's early enough in the year. I'm erring on the side of they're still going to suck. And I want to be proved wrong.
But see,
it's safer.
On my side, I'm erring on the side that it's early in the season and there's still that optimism creeping in.
And early in the year is the time for defenses to look good because the offenses aren't going to be on it yet. That's how it always goes.
And I'm not saying you're like crazy for saying that Slay could still suck. He very well could. I'm just saying I also don't think it's unreasonable to assume that he can be solid because of his reputation. But yeah, I guess to your point that they didn't add a lot, I just want to say they didn't add a lot, but where they added was really impactful.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like Mitchell and DeJean especially, and I'm throwing Jeremiah Trotter in there too because I think he's awesome. Like made important additions.
If you're a betting man, if you can find a prop for a Cooper DeJean punt return touchdown for week 1, hammer it. Hammer it. Packers special teams versus Cooper DeJean punt return.
Is he starting? Is there punt returner?
I don't actually know if he's a punt returner, but he's a fantastic.
Whoever's returning punts for the Eagles, just bank on.
Yeah, whatever parlay you can get there. Yeah. Okay, we gotta move. It's almost.
We only spent 10 minutes on this game. I'm taking the Eagles.
I am also taking the Eagles.
I'll take the Packers.
I talk all that shit on the defense, and then I take them anyways.
I still think the Packers are the best team in our division, but I'm taking Philly in this one.
I still think Jalen Hurts is probably still the best quarterback in the NFC. So,
I disagree.
Who do you think it is?
Stafford.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
We can argue that one all day. I'm not gonna hate you for it.
Yeah. This game
scoring
shouldn't.
Yeah.
This game shouldn't take us very long. Panthers at the Saints.
Ooh.
Last year's number 1 overall pick team by record versus this year's number 1 overall team pick.
Yeah,
number 1 overall
true.
pick.
The Panthers made some really good moves though this offseason.
Oh yeah,
I really like what they did.
Deontay Johnson, like that.
Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, both of their guards with Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is still bad.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to say something nice, dude.
Who is corner 2 behind Horn?
Michael Jackson.
Yo, let's go. Pop star.
Who's 3? Like, what is their secondary room right
now? So I'm going to the website because ESPN's shitting me right now. So their starting corners are listed as J.C. Horn, and he goes by Mike Jackson, it seems, as well as Troy Hill, Chow Smith-Wade, Tariq Castro-Fields, Shamar Bartholomew, and Keenan Isaac. Your starting safeties are Xavier Woods and Jordan Fuller, with Nick Scott and Jamie Robinson as the backups.
D-line is
fine. Derek Brown, Shai Tuttle, and Ashawn Robinson, which is actually the strongest group here.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Who are the linebackers? Shaq Thompson?
No.
They've got Shaq Thompson and Shaq Thompson, Josie Jewell, and Trevin Wallace are the 3 best off-ball linebackers.
Uvu left. And that's who I was thinking of.
He went to Washington.
Yeah. Commanders.
And then the edges are Clowney, DJ Johnson, who was a bust, or I'm putting my money on being a bust from last year. Jamie Sheriff and Eku Leota.
Okay, well, that doesn't give me. I was gonna pick the Panthers here.
Oh, I'm still picking the Panthers.
Yeah, their offense I think could be good. Bryce Young, I think he was awesome in that Packers game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that Packers game late in the season, team is terrible. Up against a team that was riding high, offense was clicking, and they just went in there and just about beat them. And so a lot of that was because Bryce Young was just DJ Chark for some reason. Those two just went nuclear.
Is DJ Chark still on the Panthers?
I think he's somewhere else.
No.
I don't know where DJ Chark is.
But Bryce Young, I think it's going to be good this year. I like Jatavion Sanders. I don't know how you boys feel about him, but I'm a Jatavion Sanders guy. I think he'll be a solid tight end for him. Why?
One of the worst blockers I've ever seen, but he's a weapon. Okay. I can't deny that, unfortunately.
So, yeah, he's a weapon in the passing game. Legette, go. Obviously, Thielen is
I was going to say, don't forget about that old man.
Thielen, Deontay Johnson. You could have a lot worse receiving rooms.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the Saints. Especially if you're the Saints.
Revamped offensive line, good weapons. Bringing in Dave Canales,
Bryce Young, Dave Canales. Quarterback whisperer. Even if the defense isn't great, it's Derek Carr.
I was going to say, I just trust the Panthers to put points
their
on
offense
the board.
is going to be good.
I cannot say the same about the Saints.
Their offense can outpace the Saints, even if the Panthers' defense doesn't.
Like we established, the best part of the Panthers' defense is their defensive line. The Saints probably have the worst offensive line in football.
Yeah.
Trevor Penning versus whoever. It's over.
They're going to put Clowney on Penning.
Oh,
yeah. God. Trevor Penning versus veteran Jadeveon Clowney.
Clowney's about to go back to the South Carolina days.
that one play that everyone replays where he kills the guy in the backfield as soon as the ball's snapped.
Yeah.
We're going to see that against Carr.
Dude, the greatest ball don't lie moment of all time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about Alvin Kamara?
I don't think he's
still good.
He's still good. He's not.
I think he's still
top 5 running back in the league anymore.
No. But like, not that it matters because their offensive line is booty and Derek Carr is his quarterback. But when Spencer Rattler steps in,
we gotta chill. Y'all are acting like Derek Carr's the worst quarterback in football.
One of them. Yep.
He's really not. He is just the definition of mid.
Right. When you have a quarterback that's mid and has shot confidence,
does he have shot confidence?
Yes.
He should. He very much should.
Listen, if you watch the way he plays, he is so insanely skittish now that it kind of breaks my heart.
If that's true, then he's not Derek Carr anymore, and that would make me sad.
Also, the
best part of Derek Carr,
really...
I don't care if he's mid as long as he's still just saying fuck it and chucking it.
Also,
now
the only really
still
way
have his
to...
moments. Sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
The only real way to redeem a mid quarterback is by giving him a respectable set of weapons, and Derek Carr has Chris Olave and
Alvin Kamara.
Bub Means.
And Juwan Johnson,
Alvin
I guess.
Kamara.
And Valente would kill me if I didn't say Rashid Shaheed's name, but, you know.
Who's the other Saints receiver, the rookie from last year?
A.T. Perry.
That's the one.
At Wake Forest. He's whatever.
Yeah. But I was going to say, Geek, Carr does still have his moments where he's like going to test shit. But the problem is the skittishness comes mostly with him handling pressure and his footwork. And those are so out of whack that, like, the easy stuff, it seems hard for Carr now.
He's still good at the hard stuff, though, which is not... It's why the Saints will still be mid. I'm still going to pick the Panthers, though.
Yeah, the Panthers are going to win this ball game.
Yeah,
I really think so.
I think this is a clean sweep here. I think we're all taking the Panthers.
Even though the Saints have a fullback and the Panthers don't. That fullback has no help.
Nope. Oh, boy.
He cannot do it alone.
What are we talking next?
Giants, boys.
I don't know if I'm excited to hear what you two have to say about this game.
At the Giants and at MetLife.
I'm a little terrified of that.
The dreaded turf. AJ coming off an injury.
I want Justin Jefferson to sit, if I'm honest. I think I want him to sit this one out.
Is Addison going to play, Geek? Yes, no?
Don't know. I think so.
I'm asking for the show and for my fantasy team. Both.
I think he is.
But I saw that he practiced.
Yeah. I would say he's probably going to play, but I don't know if he's going to be. So Kevin O'Connell said today he's doing better. I think Jordan's in a good spot, and I feel pretty good about him making the game.
Okay.
According to the Coach Speak Index on Twitter, Kevin O'Connell has a 90% reliability rating on injury Coach Speak. So expect Addison to play in the season opener. So apparently KOC doesn't lie to you.
That is the nerdiest fucking thing any of us have ever said on this podcast.
Honestly,
The fact that this is a Twitter account is insane.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
I'm going to start reading it. I'm going to follow him. I want to hear all about the Coach Speak statistics.
But yeah, I don't like the Giants very much this year. I don't think they're going to have that good of a run game. Malik Neighbors is their only really true threat.
Yep.
Daniel Jones is still throwing the football. The offensive line still isn't going to be good.
Yep.
The defense, it could be sneaky. I mean, obviously Andrew Thomas is a great tackle, and JMS is going to be a good center.
Hopefully, he was kind of bad last year.
Question mark? Evan Neal?
I think he's
a starter.
No, Jermaine Eluemunor.
What?
Wow.
Jermaine Eluemunor is like a solid tackle.
I'm just surprised that they had the guts to bench Evan Neal. Well, to be honest, I don't blame them.
You got to admit your mistake. I feel like I haven't heard anything about it, but let me rephrase that. I haven't heard anything official, but I've seen a lot of people being like, throw him a guard, see what happens. And I don't necessarily disagree with that.
No, I think that would be the worst idea. Obviously, Daniel Bellinger is a tight end. I know you like him, Miller, but
I do.
I don't know if you like him enough to be like Theo Johnson. Yep. Defense is.
Their defensive line is really good.
Defensive line is great. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence. They have a good defense. Deontay Banks, I think, is really good. I love me some Deontay Banks.
Love Deontay
who are their
Banks.
Safeties minus McKinney now?
It's Dane Belton, Jason Pinnock, Tyler Nubin, and Anthony Johnson Jr.
Oh, they signed Anthony Johnson. Okay. Interesting.
I really like Nubin. Nubin is McKinney light. Like, they are the same player. And then Belton and Pinnock are guys that I think are pretty solid. I really like their corners. I love Banks, love Drew Phillips. Isaiah Simmons is listed as a nickel for them, which is really fun. And then one of Cordell Flott, Nick McLeod, or Adoree Jackson should make for a fine other outside corner. You guys completely skipped their linebackers. Their linebackers rock. Bobby Okereke was awesome last year. Micah McFadden.
Maybe AJ Speed. No, he's a Cole, right?
Colt. Yep, he's an Indy. But I see where you came from because Okereke and Speed were they broke out together in Indy. But yeah, their linebacker core rocks. Their front seven is really good with Thibodeau and D-Law and Brian Burns. Ojulari and Bash are interesting.
Yeah, a Thibodeau breakout would. This defensive line would be crazy.
So, I don't think this is the game where the breakout starts for him, but I do think this game starts and ends kind of with Dexter Lawrence, the same way it did in the wild card game.
Yeah.
Well, who's Thibodeau going to be?
Christian Darrisaw or Brian O'Neill, 2 top 10 tackles. I don't think this is the game where he breaks out. I really don't.
Counterpoint. If he breaks out, he'll be really good.
Oh, if he looks awesome in this game, there's no argument for where he is.
Against Christian Darrisaw. I think Brian Burns.
What was
Brian
that?
Burns' 7-sack game.
Okay.
I don't care who he's matched
We
up
will
against.
be seated.
That's insane.
We will be seated.
You're insane.
Brian Burns breaks a single game sack record.
Speaking of,
because Sam Darnold hold ball too
long. He gets 23. Yeah.
That's what does it.
Speaking of the Vikings,
since you're a Vikings fan, yeah, let me ask you a Vikings-related question, Geek. Let me get the ball rolling for you.
What's up?
How do you feel about Mr. Darnold throwing the football for your team this year?
I genuinely think that. So I'm not going to be one of those people who thinks Sam Darnold's going to come out and be incredible. What I am going to do is say last year we watched a team that was worse than this one going, like, just in general, because of, injury last year and a way worse defense. I think we are very improved on the defensive side of the ball. We watched a team who also had no running game because Alex Madison was starting, win games with Josh Dobbs and Nick Mullins. I do not see a world where Sam Darnold is a worse quarterback than those two. I just don't. So I think the games like this one where you should win, I think you do. And I think Darnold will be just good enough. His weapons are better than maybe any other team in the league right now. And even without TJ Hawkinson, I kind of stand by that. Addison was awesome last year. Everybody knows who Justin Jefferson is. Aaron Jones, as long as he's the Aaron Jones, he's healthy. So as long as he's the same as healthy Aaron Jones from last year, he's incredible. I still like Ty Chandler. And then Jalen Naylor and Tristan Jackson looked awesome all preseason. Jalen Naylor's issue has been injuries, so if he can stay healthy, he's going to play really well. The offensive line should be improved. It sucks that Reisner's hurt to start the year, but Blake Brandel looked good, and Ed Ingram at the end of last year was fine, which for Minnesota, your guards being fine is huge because they've been ass for 10 years. So fine is good. Defensively, I mean, I think we improved a ton. Stephon Gilmore is going to be huge. We only have one starting corner that's the same from last year, and that's going to be Byron Murphy. I think that's really fun. Having good corners would be cool because we didn't. Outside of Mackay, who unfortunately got hurt, Van Ginkel, Grenard, and Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, and Dallas Turner as your pass rush rotation's really fun. I think Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace complement each other really well. My only kind of concern is the defensive line, and that's just because Jerry Tillery exists. But he's losing his job shortly. I don't know if you guys watched any Minnesota preseason. Levi Drake Rodriguez, a guy who none of us looked at coming out of the draft, which was pretty fun. He was awesome and is taking Jerry Tillery's job very quickly. It won't take long. Tillery will get bullied at some point in this game and get pulled very quickly.
Yeah. He gets bullied by like Evan Neal playing guard.
Yeah,
it's over
for sure.
It's over. Yeah, but I personally equal like me because I'm picking the Vikings. So
I'm also picking the Vikings.
I'm taking the Giants.
That's insane.
Ooh.
Why?
Listen, okay, so I already told you I really like their defense.
Okay.
I think you guys were underrating their running game a little bit. Just because they don't have like a standout, but Singletary gets the job done. And that's fine.
I'm gonna go I forgot about that.
He got the job done on a Texans team with a good offensive line and a passing game that you were afraid of.
Singletary has always gotten the job done. He's never been a bad running back. He's always been an above average.
Sure. And he's always had a good offensive line and a passing game that actually scared people.
When he was on the Bills, that offensive line was not.
It was great. 10 times better than the Giants is.
It was before Dion Dawkins.
I disagree. You got a top 5 tackle. I'm big on John Michael Schmitz.
But what we saw of John Michael Schmitz was that he was bad.
Okay. He had a bad rookie year.
That happens. Brother.
Right. That's another thing. Like, this isn't me saying, like, you're crazy if you don't do the Giants' run game being good. Just me personally, betting on a guy that I was super high on coming out, going into year 2, second year in this offense. He's going to have healthy guys around him. The guards around him got better. John Runyon is a solid starter. Greg Van Roten isn't fantastic, but he's a good Band-Aid. Definitely better than what he was working with. I mean, one of their fucking linemen last year literally came off the couch mid-season. You add Jermaine Eluemunor, who there's not 15 right tackles in this league better than him. Like, their offensive line is solid. It's not great, but it's definitely better than some of the lines they... If John Michael Schmitz is good, it's better than some of the lines he had in Buffalo. As for the passing game, it's not going to be fantastic, but I still trust Dable to at least scheme Daniel Jones to look okay sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
They did beat them in the playoffs. They did.
Oh, yeah. Can we think about that? Because that was 2 years ago, and there is three players on this defense that were on that team.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's not the same defense, and it's also not the goddamn war criminal as a defensive coordinator anymore. It's a real person who understands football. Brian Flores is not the same.
Bully.
Oh my God.
What that man did to Tua Tagovailoa.
Have we ever considered that Tua might just be a little bitch, which I think is probably more accurate?
I just think it's funny.
I do too. I don't care.
Okay. But
you're terrible at what you do. You suck. Why are you in this
What
league?
I genuinely think happened is Tua overreacted to just actual criticism and took it as I hate you and you're the worst and I wish you were dead. When really it was like, dude, how do you miss this throw?
Like his coach was Nick Saban.
Thank you.
Like Nick Saban probably called him way worse things than Brian Flores did.
You're not a soft player in the NFL if Nick Saban was your college coach.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Nick Saban is a jerk, dude.
He's an old school hard-nosed coach. He doesn't hold your hand. He doesn't sugarcoat shit. Unless you're Mac Jones, who is apparently a fucking wuss, then it's not going to be a thing.
Tua was in the same QB room. Maybe they're just both wuss.
Hey, Jalen Hurts turned out fine.
Yeah, after he left and went to Oklahoma and had Lincoln Riley.
Here's the difference, though. Mac Jones went to Belichick, who is probably the only coach on this planet that is more direct and more old school than Nick Saban. Tua went to Brian Flores, who is no cakewalk either, but I'll guarantee you Saban is harder on his players than Flores is.
I'm sure.
Just because the only reason being the expectation, the reputation. Like, you walk into the halls at Alabama, he expects greatness. He's not going to settle for mediocrity. Flores
was coaching for the Miami Dolphins.
Right, when they were bad. Like, he wasn't exactly expecting championship pedigree week in and week out.
Maybe he was.
Anyway, enough of Brian Flores being a
bully.
Well,
then that is a subject of him not being self-aware, and that's the conversation that needs to be had.
Jacoby Brissett is leading New England into Cincinnati.
Do we have to talk about this game?
A healthy Joe Burrow, a healthy Jamar Chase. Bengals by 50. I don't really know what to say.
A paid T. Higgins, a rejuvenated run game that doesn't have a woman beater.
Yeah.
A solid offensive line, a really good defense.
A defense still has a great defensive line.
Only thing I want to say is Christian Gonzalez is back, and that excites me.
Yes. Not enough.
But he's on an island.
Yeah.
Because who else do the Patriots have at corner right now?
Oh, their corners are fine. It's more the fact that, they don't have a defensive line.
Nope.
They just don't.
Other than, what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name?
Keon White?
No. They just paid him. Defensive tackle.
Christian
Christian Barmore. Yeah, Barmore.
He's hurt. He's not out playing. For the year.
He's not hurt.
Well,
he's up for the year?
Blood clots, I think.
He might be out forever.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't know that. I love Christian Barmore.
They genuinely do not have a defensive line. Devon Godchaux, I'm sorry. I'm not.
He's a solid nose.
Okay, yeah, he's solid, but when you don't have any other good players, I don't care.
Also, wasn't Keon White sneaky good last year? Am I wrong?
Yeah, but how much of that was him being good and how much of it was Belichick scheming? That's my thing.
I don't know.
I'm
Gerard
not a big
Mayo
Keon
is
White guy.
also a defensive coach who comes from the Belichick tree.
Well, we'll have to see.
Was that going to be that much different?
Yeah, I mean, still though, losing Christian Barmore is like the biggest loss imaginable for that line.
Yeah, and their defense just is in no way capable of keeping up with this Bengals offense.
No.
A healthy Bengals offense is going to tear this defense to shreds.
And then offensively, like Jacoby's fine. But this team still doesn't have a true number one. Their offensive line sucks.
Javon Baker's been good, and Demario Douglas is good, but it's just somebody's got to step up. Tight ends, Hunter Henry, not moving me. Their running game, Ramondre. I'm not a big Ramondre guy. Maybe I should be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not a big Ramondre guy.
But Antonio Gibson and JaMycal Hasty being his backups don't excite me.
Yeah, and their offensive line is
bad. It's bad. They got
their best offensive lineman.
Their best offensive lineman's Mike Onwenu, who's good.
Yes.
But they got Chuk Okorafor starting at left tackle.
Cole Strange is okay too, isn't he?
Cole Strange isn't starting. He's out.
He's out? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so they've got Sidy Sow and Layden Robinson as their two starting guards, and then David Andrews, who's good.
Okay.
But not having a left tackle and having two complete question marks.
David Andrews is still in the league? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That dude is so old. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, I think I can speak for Geek and say that we're all picking the Bengals probably. Jamar Chase, great defense.
Mapu's on IR.
Great defense. YouTube viewers almost just saw Miller completely eat it, bro. That was crazy.
Sat over Marte Mapu and almost paid the price.
Almost paid the price. Almost went crashing into the Funko Pop shelf.
What the hell happened to Miller?
My chair sucks.
Right now, I don't know what he's doing, but he got sad about a player being. He got sad about a player being on IR, and he leaned back and almost completely took a nosedive into the Funko Pop shelf.
Bro died. All right.
Long story short, right? This chair has been through hell and back.
Yeah.
It's been thrown, it's been tossed, it's been moved. It's 6 years old. The hydraulics in it are shot. That's why I'm sitting so low. And now it has an issue where there's a little cap on the side. If it comes off, this whole back just falls.
Nice.
And I got I got upset and overreacted, and it made the cap pop off, and this started to go back.
Nice.
Geek, while you were gone, I spoke for all of us and said we're all picking the Bengals. You can say
I'm picking for the Bengals.
I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But we're all picking the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The new and improved maybe Steelers led by Danger Russ walk into Atlanta in Kirk's first game as a Falcon. What do we think, gentlemen?
There will be football played in this game.
Yeah, this one might be worse than the last one. I don't know.
Really don't. Well, what do you mean worse than the last one? As in like Blowout City or?
Blowout City potential also could be boring if the Falcons' offense doesn't do what we think it'll do.
I was going to say, I think this is just going to be a
the Steelers' offense definitely won't. Steelers' offense definitely won't do what we think they're going to do.
I want a weird world where the Steelers just put up like 60 and Atlanta can't move the ball because I think that'd be funny.
I think this game is going to end up being a total slop fest. It's going to be one of those games where neither team is quite ready, and both their defenses are just kind of like, okay, we're here. I don't even think that. Maybe. This is going to be like a 14-10 game.
I think Atlanta's defense is going to be really good. I actually have higher expectations for their defense than I do their offense.
When I say both their defenses are just going to kind of be like this, I mean like they just go out there and they're like, oh, okay, this is easy. I should have worded that better.
I was like,
I'm saying like, because I like Atlanta's defense too. I think my point is, I don't think either of these offenses are going to be ready. I think Pittsburgh's offense does exist, and I think they're going to lean heavily on the run game, which is fine. I mean, I like Najee more than you guys do, and Jaylen Warren does his thing.
Yeah.
And their offensive line is really solid. They're going to be able to run the ball, especially with Arthur Smith, and they're going to be running Connor Hayward at fullback. Like, they're going to be able to run the ball. The Falcons are also a team that, at least early on, when Kirk's kind of getting his footing again, is probably going to run the ball a lot. Because you've got Bijan, you've got Tyler Algier, you've got a good offensive line. Yep. So what's going to end up happening is this is going to be one of those games where everyone's like, man, Kirk Cousins, let's go. Big scoring game from the Falcons. Russ is going to come out and Arthur Smith is going to rejuvenate him. No, this is going to be like 14-10. Whoever has the ball longer is going to win because it's going to be a pure battle for time of possession. They're going to run the ball out the whole game, and these two defenses are just going to have to step up on third down when they inevitably have to throw the ball. And I think both teams have defenses that are fully capable of that. I'm with Geek. I really do think there's a lot to like about Atlanta's defense. So I don't think this is going to be like, I think this game will be worse than the last one in terms of how boring it will be, but also for sickos like me who are like, fuck yeah, run scheme. Let's see what they're cooking up. Let's see what Arthur Smith's got in his bag now. It'll be exciting.
But can I make Miller upset real quick?
Why?
I really think the Steelers should be starting Fields and not Russ. So here's why.
I don't even let me say why. Disagree.
I think Fields and Russ are good at the same thing, the deep ball. I think Fields is much better as a runner and scrambler and keeping plays alive to find the stupid deep ball. So, and I just think that they're both doing the same thing. I would rather have the one that's better at something else.
I don't disagree. So, I just think it's really funny that Justin isn't the starter.
It's entirely because they promised it to Russ. And his leash is going to be ridiculously short. And the minute he fucks up,
he'll be starting by the end of the year.
I think my point Fields will be starting by week 8.
When's their bye? If they have an early bye, it'll be after their bye week. Ew, why does he spell his name like that?
Who?
Isaiah Loudermilk spells his first name with 2 H's.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
His name's Milk.
Well, actually, it's Louder Milk. Not just milk, it's milk, but louder, with more volume. What the fuck is Jake doing? What the fuck is happening here? That was so ominous.
I think it's week 9 or 10 is their bye week.
That was so ominous. Yeah, what did you just do?
I literally just walked over to my little...
Bro is being the shadow man?
Where my phone was charging to grab my phone.
I was going to say, you just became Aaron Rodgers' best friend there.
I was going to say, yeah, POV, you're Aaron Rodgers in like the little hot thing.
That's kind of how I felt. I was a little scared.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to take the Falcons because I like their defense a little more. And if we're looking at...
Really?
I like their defense a little more, mostly because I don't like the Steelers secondary, like at all. Like, it's not.
Oh yeah, I forgot their secondary kind of doo-doo
like
ass.
you said, they're going to want to run the ball, and it's going to come down to who can make a play on third down. I trust.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think Kirk is going to be the MVP we had seen like last year, I do trust him more than I trust Russell Wilson to make that play. So I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the Falcons.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh just to be different.
Nice. Love that for you.
This is another one of those games where I do think like there is a world where either team can walk away. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh just to be different.
I'm just betting on the better quarterback, really. You're betting on the better coach, which is also fair.
I'm betting on the better coach, and I would argue the better schemed run game, even if it's not more talented.
That's fair.
Also, the better front seven.
Big time players make big time plays, and Bijan will cook. Is the Steelers front seven that much better? Yes, never mind.
I think it is.
I just looked at the Falcons linebackers. Yeah. No,
TJ
I was
Watt,
just thinking of like
Nice
Judon and Grady Jarrett and Onyemata. I like them. But
talking about the front four, not mentioning Rook is criminal.
Because Rook's not a starter.
Do you think Rook isn't going to play?
No, I just maybe
Grady
not.
Jarrett's 73. They're going to rotate them in and out.
Grady Jarrett will play every down. Watch.
If Grady Jarrett plays every down, they're going to send the poor man into
Grady Jarrett
cardiac
only
arrest.
29?
It feels like he's 86, but yeah, he's one of those guys that's like weirdly young.
Oh no, he's 31. Okay. He finally crossed over.
Still younger than I thought.
Yeah.
But that's like Cam Hayward's 34 and he just got, what, a 3-year extension?
See, that's your old man.
That's so
He's on
funny.
the other team.
I know, but that's so funny.
Oh, goodness.
Why are we giving Cameron Hayward all that money?
Because he's Cam Hayward. What's next, Jakey boy?
He's old.
What's next is CJ Stroud marching his Texans in Indianapolis for a battle against Anthony Richardson, who will win the football game. I'll tell you that much. This is my upset pick of the week. Yep.
If I speak.
Yep, this is my upset pick of the week. Colts over the Texans. Yep. Divisional game, anything can happen.
Oh, technically Miller made his upset pick already, technically.
Who?
The Giants are dogs. They're home underdogs. Technically.
Well, I'm not restraining myself to
not doing it by
No, I know. I'm just telling you that technically you already picked a
but I know I tipped my hand a little bit, but just to talk about the Colts a little bit. Defense is unreal. That defense is going to be so good this year. Kenny Moore, great corner. DeForest Buckner,
one of the best nickels in the sport.
Added, I'm forgetting people, but EJ Speed, linebacker. I'm not looking at their depth chart. I know their defense is good. I just can't remember anybody.
Here, let me help you out. Defensive line, you got DeForest Buckner, who's one of the best 3 techs in the game, has been for a long time. Grover Stewart, we saw how important his impact was last year and the couple games he was suspended. You got Adebawore, who is going to be a good rotational player. They draft Laiatu in the first round, best defensive player in
I don't know how I didn't. Yeah. There it is.
Kwity Paye is a really solid defensive end. Tyquan Lewis, Dayo Odeyingbo, both really solid defensive ends. Not as good as Kwity Paye. EJ Speed and Zaire Franklin, incredibly underrated linebacker duo. Zaire Franklin looked awesome really last year, and EJ Speed's been cooking for a few years now. They got Jalen Carleys as their Sam linebacker, who is really just a what's the word I'm looking for here? A box safety, kind of like.
According to their depth chart, he's not starting. Well, according to the ESPN one.
I'm on their website.
Oh, okay. ESPN says it's going to be.
So
I think the Colts website would know geek.
Yeah,
maybe.
The thing is, the Sam linebacker in their defense isn't a linebacker. It's like what Cam Chancellor was in Seattle, for lack of better words, because it's that same type of cover 3 defense where it's a safety. And they got Jalen Carleys, who is this like built in a lab defensive back that was going to convert to linebacker anyways. He beat out Ronnie Harrison for the spot, who started there almost all of last year. And then Nick Cross and Julian Blackman are really solid safeties. Juju Brents looked great last year. Jalen Jones looked solid last year. And then Jake mentioned Kenny Moore. This defense is well coached. It's talented from top to bottom. their solid depth. It's exciting. And that's not getting into the nuclear bomb that they have on offense with a healthy Anthony Richardson, throwing the ball to Michael Pittman, Adonai Mitchell, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Anthony Gold, Kylan Granson, who looked solid last year, Will Mallory, who's a solid backup.
Jonathan Taylor running the football.
Jonathan Taylor running the football. Mo Alley Cox, the man himself, in at tight end as well.
Woods.
He's on IR again.
No.
Yeah.
This guy.
We're the Jelani Woods hive is cooked.
We are coming back.
Oh, Ali Cox about to lead the team in touchdown catches. Let's go.
And then also good offensive line with Ryman, who has been an incredible development. Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, really solid center. Will Freeze is fine. And then Braden Smith is top 10, top 15 right tackle in the sport. This roster is awesome. And I agree with Jake in wanting to go with the upset here, just because you have the anything can happen, the divisional atmosphere. Everybody's been gassing up this Texans team. The Colts are getting a little bit of attention, but they have it like in the back of their mind. Like, this is our Goliath. This is who we need to overcome. What better week to do it than the first week of the season when expectations are at their highest? And I know Geek's going to come in here and just be like, but Texans roster really good, and that is fair.
You said the Colts have a great roster. You know whose roster is better?
Right, I fully acknowledge that. That's why this...
I know.
Geek,
I know. That's why it's an upset. Do you know what an
upset is?
I'm just saying. You're gassing up the Colts roster like the Texans roster isn't better.
No, I'm gassing up the Colts roster to say this is a really respectable football team.
Sure.
And you have they were playing teams close that they shouldn't have played close last year with Gardner fucking Minshew at quarterback.
For sure.
Now you get healthy Anthony Richardson and upgraded a bunch of spots. And also Adonai Mitchell's going to have 7,000 yards. Jake,
Derek Stingley lockdown.
I have a really important point to make as far as this game goes and as far as the discourse goes.
What's up?
An upset is when an underdog team or individual beats the favorite or top dog or ties with them in a competition. It's often used to describe a victory that goes against the betting odds. For example, they caused a major upset by beating the team 3-1.
I don't know why me saying you talking like the Colts roster is better is... I didn't say anything to argue against what you guys are saying, you morons. Why am I always talking to the dumbest guys in the room? Jesus Christ. But...
I just want to... Why is that listed like that? Surely...
Why is what listed like
what? Okay. So I'm on the Texans website looking at their depth chart, and they've got Christian Harris's name in brackets, and no one else's name is in brackets. And I'm like, what the fuck?
He's on IR.
Is Christian Harris... Yeah, no, I see that at the bottom, but I didn't see it at first, so I was like, is that allegedly Christian Harris? Is that what this is? Like that?
They're not
like
actually
allegedly
sure.
Christian Harris is
possibly Christian Harris.
Like he walked into camp and they were like, "Is that Christian Harris?"
We're not actually sure, but we can't.
we cannot confirm or deny that is Christian Harris.
I forgot Jake has a family member who plays for the Texans. He's out this week though.
Me? Yeah. Dylan?
Corey Horton?
Yeah. No. Are there two Hortons on this team?
Who are you talking about?
Dylan Horton, the defensive end.
Oh, Torrey Horton's still in college. He's at fucking Colorado State.
Craziest part is that I do have a cousin named Dylan. But that's the crazy.
Okay, Jake, very important question.
Yep.
Is he black?
He's related to me.
Well, that
actually
doesn't
means
necessarily mean, yeah.
Okay, the answer is no.
He is black, right?
I really hope not, because it would make you look really goofy.
He is.
Well,
I was gonna say I remembered watching Dylan Horton at TCU.
My cousin Dylan is not.
That's unfortunate.
Also, Chris Boyd is a Texan, so
he's also younger than me by like 3 years. So it'd be really weird if he was in the NFL right now.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'm not even in the NFL yet, so like,
he's still, when he grows up. Go ahead and talk about Texans roster.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say here. I think the Texans have been talked about a lot all offseason. Yeah. I don't really think there's much to say. I think they've improved a ton at a bunch of really key positions. I mean, their receiving room, whatever you actually want to think about Stephon Diggs, if you want to say he took a step back, fine. Adding Stephon Diggs is never going to make you a worse football team.
For sure. He's an upgrade over
Joe Mixon.
John Brown.
Love him or hate him. Well, I don't know if they actually lost a receiver.
Yeah, they did. He left.
Anthony Brown?
No.
Who the fuck? What is his name?
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. Thank you, Crosser boy.
That's not. I don't know. To me, that's not one of their big three because it was Nico, Tank, and Robert Woods in my head, and they're all still there.
Noah Brown was shockingly productive.
Oh no, I know.
Year.
He had 2 180+ yard games. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, that was more just based on opportunity. But yeah,
100%. But like their receiving room's great. Joe Mixon is an upgrade over Devin Singletary still at this point. Whether you like Mixon or not, he is a better football player.
This is sad, but this is true.
Their offensive line is still really pretty good. I still like Dalton Schultz. He's not a great tight end, but he's good.
He is what the national media wants you to think Cole Kmet is, and being the baseline for whether or not a tight end is great or not.
Yeah.
Because Schultz, he's good. He's really, really good at what he does. It's just that what he does is be a jack of all trades, master of none, which is totally fine for this offense. Because the 2 guys they have behind him complement that.
Yeah.
Where Brevin Jordan is much more of the pass catcher. And Stover, honestly, is a little more like Schultz than I guess my initial statement would lead on. But he's a better blocker than Schultz, at the very least. So there's still a world where they can coexist. Even though I think the plan is probably for Stover to eventually take over.
I forget that the Texans have Cam Akers, who decided in the preseason that he wanted to be the spin move man. He looks like all of us playing college football 25.
I was going to say he played too much college football 25 and was like, I can do that.
Spin. And it works. I mean, so GG's to him. Defensively, I mean, Will Anderson was awesome last year. Adding Danielle Hunter across from him, like, this is going to be one of the scariest pass rush duos in the NFL.
Yep.
The depth is nice, too, with Barnett and Jerry Hughes.
Yep. 100%. I like 2 of their linebackers. I don't know much about Jake Hansen, but Alshire and
I don't know. Toa.
Is that really how you say his last name?
That's Toa. Toa. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I like both of them. I don't know anything about Jake Hansen. Derek Stingley is really, really good at football. I like Kamari Lassiter, so maybe that's just, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't.
A lot of people like Lassiter. I don't love Lassiter, but I like him for the Texans defense.
Especially as he's, corner too. And then Jalen Petrie and Jimmy Ward are both great, so.
And Galen Bullock in the mix as well is awesome.
Yep. So, I don't know. And, I mean, you said the Colts about being well coached. I mean, the Texans are just as well coached, if not more so, even with what is their off Bobby Slowick and Amico. So, yeah.
I want to throw out my favorite thing about the Texans real quick, since I had my yap about the Colts. Yep. Do you men know the legend of British Brooks?
No.
British Brooks is an undrafted free agent running back who came to the Texans camp as a halfback. He is walking into the regular season as a halfback fullback hybrid who beat out Troy Hairston, Nick Bowden, and Andrew Beck. He won a 4-way fullback battle in camp and is now the 4th halfback on their roster and going to be their starting fullback. I have seen very little of his play. Roster.
Unless ESPN's just completely wrong. Because Dari's still there.
I miss Dari.
Yeah.
His name just didn't appear for me out of my peripherals.
Nice.
And then you said it and I looked and it was like, you fucking spawned.
Dari.
Yeah. But anyways, he's their 5th halfback. Will play fullback. They switched his number to 44 after he won the competition. You don't do that unless that man's going to get some reps at fullback. We know how this sport works. But I haven't seen a ton of him because I just haven't had a lot of time recently to watch like preseason tape. One play that stood out to me, though, there was a play where he was tasked to block a nose tackle 1-on-1, and he got low, put his hands in the guy's chest and pulled up and fucking forklifted a nose tackle as a fullback. Like after a step. He didn't even get to build up momentum. He took a step and did this shit and cleared a way for a running back. That is what I meant last week when I said a fullback is not created, they are born. This man, British Brooks, he's one of us. He's
what
one
happens to Miller if a man named British becomes the best fullback in football? Does Miller cease?
Well, I already concluded my beef with the British when I bought my Kari jersey.
Oh, okay.
So
true.
Yeah, they helped me out. So we're on ceasefire for now.
Okay.
But it's on thin fucking ice.
So who are we picking in?
I'm taking the Texans.
I'm taking the Colts.
Cool. All right, moving on. Next we have, of course. Oh no! Quick, pop quiz. Miller, who's the best team in baseball?
The Batsville Swingermen.
By win percentage.
The Batsville Swingermen.
No. Geek, who's the best team in baseball by win percentage?
It's been a while since I've looked. Is it still the Phillies?
You know this, brother.
Or is
They're
it
in
the
your
Dodgers?
division. It's the Dodgers.
Okay. Well, it was the Phillies, and I mean they're close.
That was Jake's baseball corner for today. There we go.
Well, hey, but the White Sox are worse.
The worst.
Even I thought.
Are we doing this right now, Miller?
Might as well.
Yeah, just quick.
All right. Movie or TV show?
Technically, yes.
Which one?
He would be. He has been featured in both.
It's a he.
But he would not be known for them.
Okay. Superhero.
Yes, it's a superhero.
Oh.
Not Batman.
Nightwing.
Damn it. Oh.
There it is. Nightwing.
He killed
Yeah,
Nightwing.
Me and Miller's common denominator, baby. There it is.
Real.
Good
Yeah.
boy.
I picked an easy one because I was under pressure and under time
What
restraint.
movie has he been in?
There's a lot of DC animated movies. with
No,
Nightwing
and
in them.
also,
and also Batman
yeah.
and Robin.
yeah.
Isn't Batman and Robin?
Well,
gotta watch
yeah,
that movie again.
it's
As
Dick
Robin.
Grayson. It's
Well,
not
I don't
his
remember
name's or
which
no, his
Robin.
name isn't Dick Grayson. It's Richard Grayson, isn't it? Like, don't they just call him Richard
I
in
don't
it?
remember which Robin
Probably.
is in Batman and Robin.
I
It's
don't
one of
know.
the worst
Those
movies of all
movies were
time.
bad, and I didn't like any of them, so I haven't
Yeah.
watched them since
Who thinks Fate should
2007.
do?
No, it
old
is. They
Batman
do call
movies
him
reviews?
Dick.
I don't want to because I don't like 90% of them.
So you can
Yeah.
just go in there and rant about how bad they
And
are. That place.
Really don't think the world wants my opinions on Nolan's trilogy. I think the movies are great. I
That's
hate them as
true.
Batman movies. I just
Yeah.
that's not
Fair.
Batman.
Anyway, we really
Yeah.
need to cook.
Let's
Cardinals Bills, boys. Cardinals Bills. Cardinals at Bills.
If I speak.
I think me and Miller agree. Are we all going to take the Cardinals here? Because I'm gonna. I'm taking the
I'm
Cardinals.
taking
I
the
don't care.
Bills. I'm taking the Bills, fellas.
Yeah,
I'll be real.
I'm easily taking the Cardinals here. Like, I think the Cardinals are going to be an incredible football team this year.
And I think the
From
Bills are
top to
kind of
bottom.
not good.
I still think the Bills are fine. This is going to be a really exciting matchup, though. I'm really excited to see how both these quarterbacks mesh with their new first round weapons. But at the end of the day, Kyler fully healthy with Marv, Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Elijah Higgins, Tip Ryman, James Conner, Trey Benson, and a solid offensive line and a defense that like has something going for it now.
Yep.
That moves me.
I'm a little less high on their defense than you are, but I don't think it
I mean, I don't
matters.
think they're great, but my point is there is
Gannon.
something there.
Sure.
Gannon.
Yeah.
Right. It's Gannon. They have pieces that I like, and I think there's excitement to be had. I don't think it's like a
Yeah,
good
I love the
defense.
Cardinals. I love Kyler. I'm still picking the Bills. I think Josh Allen is still a monster. I think he always
Yeah.
will be. I think he's going to tear them apart through the air, on the ground. Keon Coleman, I'm not sure. He's a great deep threat. I love him. Curtis Samuel, he's underrated. Dalton Kincaid, fantastic. Offensive line is good enough. The run game should be okay with James Cook. Bills defense lost a lot of pieces.
It's gonna be bad, dude.
If it's gonna be a shootout, I'm trusting Josh Allen. I'm trusting the Bills in Week 1. I think the Cardinals, although I think they are gonna be really good this year, I think it might take them a week or two to really get started.
Dude, the Bills defense.
So therefore, I have the Bills. Yeah, but the Bills defense is gonna be bad this year.
They're gonna start for them? That's wild.
Damar
Hamlin play really good teams.
Yeah, is he actually gonna start?
I don't think he'll be the starter long. I think Cole Bishop will take over quickly.
Yeah, Cole Bishop is much better.
Yeah, their secondary, I am not a fan. Kyer Elam not winning a job is pretty telling to me.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Teron Johnson's a great nickel. Soul Douglas, as much as I don't like him, is a solid corner.
Sometimes.
Christian Benford is a solid corner.
Sometimes.
I guess the concern is they don't have like a guy that I trust going up against somebody's number one.
Yeah, Marv's about to murder them.
I like their linebacker core though. Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams moves me. I loved Williams coming out of Tulane, and Terrell Bernard's just awesome.
They need Matt
like
Milano
objectively,
back.
He's awesome.
Von Miller being not listed as a starter is interesting to me.
Yeah, I like their defensive line though. Greg Rousseau is great.
Defensive line's fine.
Really
I just
underrated.
don't like anything. And I'm not saying they're all bad. I just think there's no weapons outside of the defensive line, and that's going to be a problem. Especially
Ron Johnson's a top 5 nickel in the sport.
That doesn't move me.
That's crazy.
I don't care if you have a great nickel if your outside corners are going to get shithoused all the time. I don't care. Like, that's not fixing anything to me. You know, cool.
I think you're underrating the value of the nickel corner in today's NFL.
No, I think it is valuable, but I also think it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, your outside corners matter, but to say that Teron Johnson isn't a weapon for this defense, I think is
But I don't know if
is underselling.
I don't know. I haven't thought about nickels in a while. I'll come back next week.
I know you don't care about all pros, but he was one of the first all pro nickels last year.
Who was the second team or first team?
He was second. He was second team. First team, I'm like 99% sure was McDuffie.
That makes sense.
Probably McDuffie, yeah. But I'm taking the Bills. These boys taking the Cardinals.
Yes.
It was McDuffie and Teron Johnson.
Now this next game, I think it's going to be a clean sweep. But I'm assuming Miller will yap a bit. Titans marching into Chicago, week 1 of the season. Caleb Williams debut, all that good stuff. I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah, I was going to say
Titans.
There's
Titans are a bad football
about
team.
The Bears that I haven't already said 17,000 times. So
everybody's taking the Bears here.
I think the Titans, especially, and this might just be because I am dealing with Miller and Jake. I think they're getting underrated at this point. I don't know if you guys have seen. I haven't been on Twitter in like 2 months. Not really. I like post and then I leave. So I don't know what the consensus is around the world, but I feel like you two talk about the Titans as if they're the worst team in the sport, and that's stupid.
That's not true. Saints are.
They are a below average football team.
Below average football team playing, marching into a team
like there's some sort of like dark horse.
No, if I'd say they're below average.
Bottom 7 team in the league, marching into Chicago with a top 5 defense.
I'm taking the Bears. I'm not even. That has nothing to do with it. But
what's underrated about them?
Well, so we're assuming that Will Levis is the only quarterback who's shown flashes that could not possibly get better. Their receivers are still good. I
have no faith in Ridley.
Cool. None. He's not receiver 1.
It doesn't matter. You Calvin still Ridley's, need him to be good.
He was.
Yeah, was old.
I mean, he dropped a lot, but he's still good. He's open all the time. Okay.
There's nobody behind those two.
Tyler Boyd.
He's not behind them. He's the slot. It's not behind.
Mind changed. Tyler Boyd. Yeah. Mind changed.
Tyler Boyd exists. Their offensive line is much improved.
You're right.
I don't know if I like J.C. Latham at left tackle, but if he's good, the entire left side of their O-line is going to be really good.
And the entire right side is
not great, but every team has flaws. Their defensive line should be pretty good. Devondre Sweat at nose tackle is going to be good. Sebastian Joseph Day is not bad. Jeffrey Simmons is a game wrecker. Their linebacker core.
Kenneth Murray.
I can't defend them. Right. Their secondary is going to be pretty good.
Here's what I will say about
you're acting like this is a Patriots level roster.
Here's first of all, you take things I say way too seriously sometimes, and almost like over exaggerate when I'm just trying to fight back against.
I've been told it was a bottom 7 roster. That is literally things
that
you guys
was Jake's words.
Sure,
Jake's. I didn't agree with that.
I'm yelling at both of you, you bozo.
Okay, listen. Here's my thing with the Titans, right? This is another team that is very upside based.
Yes,
and that's okay. If you think the Titans, there's a world where they're a 500 ball team, with room to improve, totally understandable. If you think they're a dark horse playoff contender in the AFC, I think we're getting a little too
weird. Sure.
We're pushing a little bit.
If Will Levis becomes a psycho, then sure.
Right. But the thing is, for me, with this team against teams that we'll talk about, like the Chargers or the Raiders or the Broncos, I know I'm just naming AFC West teams, or the Colts, or even like Pittsburgh, I just don't like the upside with them as much as I like it with other teams because I'm not as confident in Levis. Sure. I think Latham at left tackle is a massive question mark that downright concerns me. I don't have a lot of confidence in Ridley. I don't have confidence in their depth offensively.
Sure.
I love Chigakonkwo. He's not consistent.
Sure.
He is one of the most inconsistent tight ends in this sport. Tony Pollard as your RB1 is bad, even though I love Tajay, but all Pollard is there to do is take reps away from Tajay, which is actively hurting the offense. Their linebacker core is bad. Point blank period.
I can't defend them.
I like the idea of Ernest Jones starting for them, but then you just have 2 downhill linebackers and no one to play in coverage, and that's not good. Arden Key and Harold Landry as your edge rushers is not great.
Okay,
Sebastian Joseph Day has not been himself.
For wishing they would bench Kenneth Murray and just start Jamal Adams at linebacker?
No, because that should be Ernest Jones's spot.
Well, Kenneth Murray and Ernest Jones are both playing, so you'd bench Kenneth Murray. Okay, I'm using ESPN. If it's wrong, I blame ESPN.
Their website. Their starters right now are Kenneth Murray and Jack Gibbons.
Oh, that's dumb. Yeah, I like the way this
is. What, with Murray and Jones starting?
I like that a little better, and then I just think it should be Jamal and Ernest Jones in my head.
I mean, that would be better.
Jamal Adams plays safety like a linebacker, but he can actually cover. So
Kenneth Murray should not be on the football field.
Right.
And Jack Gibbons should be a rotational linebacker.
I hate saying that. I want Kenneth Murray to be good. He's an Oklahoma guy. I want him to be good.
Well,
he's not, but I want him to be.
And their secondary, like, I see the vision with it, but when the linebackers are that bad, their job gets a lot harder. And
I'm hoping they just put Jamal at linebacker all year, even though they list other people. That's my hope.
They might. And then their pass rush, I don't have a lot of faith in outside of Simmons. Because Day and Sweat are run defenders.
Yeah.
Even though Sweat has a little bit of pass rushing to him, that's not enough to make up for
Harold Landry and Arden Key are going to cook. Arden Key is the guy.
All right.
Harold Landry and Arden Key are rotational pass rushers that have been thrust into a starting role. That's not a recipe for success.
What do you mean? Yeah. Arden Key was good last year.
Speaking of Arden Key and last year, he was on the Jaguars. Jaguars marching into Miami. We're all picking. You picking the Titans, Geek?
No, I'm picking the Bears.
Really? Okay, good.
No, I just wanted to argue for the Titans against you two. I can't speak to the consensus of the world. I don't know, and I don't really care. I just
They're
in this call.
High on them, and I don't. Like it.
Well, then I get being, the reverse of that. That's what I'm playing in this group. Is you're weirdly low, like pretending they're a bottom 5 team, and I think that's a little goofy. They could be if Levis sucks.
Jaguars marching into Miami. We got to cook. I'm just gonna say I'm picking the Dolphins. I think that home turf, Tua in warm weather, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, freshly paid, Devon A-Chain, Jalen Wright, Raheem Mostert, Alec Ingold.
I was gonna say.
Somebody playing tight end.
Jonnu. Jonnu for them is actually.
Jonnu Smith. Yes, that's right. Good defense. Defense is good enough, I guess. So yeah, give me the Dolphins here.
Yeah, Jalen Phillips is playing in this football game.
That's insane.
Yeah.
For real?
I think he's on a snap count, but Mike McDaniel said he's going to see the field. So.
The fence.
Yeah, no question about it.
I want to be like the Jags so bad.
I want to be optimistic about Jacksonville, but I think we can do that.
Too.
We can. Hold on. I got to look forward to the other games. I need my upset pick. Is this going to be the one?
It's like Jacksonville's depth chart. Right?
I got to take the Dolphins, man.
Yeah.
Until I see Brian Thomas, I don't like their receiving core.
Barely heard anything about him.
I don't think Brian Thomas will be bad, but yeah,
I don't think so either. I just mean, and if he's not
Parker
a wide
Washington
receiver one,
should be starting
over Gabe Davis.
Yes.
See, I get started. I don't. What is Parker Washington's thing? All receivers have a thing.
So the way I would look, if I were to construct this receiver room, right?
Yeah.
BTJ would be the Z.
Oh.
Actually, no. BTJ is what, 6'4"? Yeah. I'd make BTJ the X. Because the reason I said the Z is because I think in an ideal world, BTJ is a Z. But given the construction of this receiver core, he'd have to be your X. I'd want Kirk as the Z.
He can be your X.
Well, yeah, no, he definitely can be. I'm just saying I think he fits better.
Okay.
And then Kirk is your Z, Parker Washington is your slot. Because
I want to put Kirk in the slot, and Gabe Davis as your Z, mostly because the only thing he's good at is being a deep threat, and they need one.
Brian Thomas and Christian Kirk can both take the top off the defense, though.
So you want to put for Brian Thomas for sure. For Christian Kirk, you want to do what he's not. But Christian Kirk is a slot guy. That's what he does best. So, do you really want to
trust him more than Gabe Davis downfield?
I don't know if I do. That's the thing Gabe Davis is good at.
In the playoffs, sometimes.
Just in general, that's the thing he's good at.
Dude, listen, I
don't like Gabe Davis, and I don't know anything about Parker Washington.
Parker Washington adds a dimension to this offense they don't have after the catch.
Sure.
Because he's like when
Gabe
he gets
Davis
the ball in his hands, right? When he gets the ball in his hands, he's like a running back.
You know what?
He has great vision, really good contact balance.
Hear me out. Devin Duvernay to be your Z. There's your deep threat. There's your deep threat. He's just going to run by the defense.
I'd rather have Devin Duvernay out there than give Gabe Davis $13 million a year. Pretty easily.
Yeah.
Would you rather give? Here's your two options: you give Gabe Davis $13 million a year, or you give Calvin Ridley 28.
Can I kill myself?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Can I quit my job?
No.
Yeah.
Those are your two options. You got to pick one.
I'm quitting my job.
Yeah, it's over. And then moving on, second year in a row, we have the Broncos at the Seahawks in week 1, which is unheard of.
They simply cannot escape.
Are you sure it's the second year in a row?
Russian Gino last year, right? Or was that 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
Okay, whatever. For the second time in 3 years.
That trade happened 2 years ago.
They're playing each other in week 1 in Seattle. That's still weird.
Yeah.
And this time it's Bo Nix.
Passage of time.
Since we got to hustle, I'm taking the Seahawks.
This time it's Bosef Nix. Yeah. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
I want to be different, but I will also take the Seahawks because this is one where
clean sweep for the Hawks.
I'm not going to lie. Did you see Pat Surtain got paid today?
I did.
Big time. Yes, deserved.
When I saw what he got paid, like I read the tweet, I was like 96 mil, only 77 guaranteed. I feel like that's an underpay. And then I read the next line, highest paid defensive back ever. It's like, oh, I guess not. My head's just so used to the receiver contracts. It's like, damn, that's an underpay. And it's highest paid of all time. It's like, oh, guess not.
Yeah.
I will say, though, even though I'm taking Seattle in this, I think this has a chance to be a Broncos win. If Bo Nix comes out and is like a average quarterback, because I love Denver's defense, dude.
I
absolutely love their defense.
Want to ask, though, what is Denver doing offensively?
What do you mean?
So Tim Patrick was your best looking receiver throughout camp and through the preseason. You cut him and then are starting Josh Reynolds.
So here's the thing about
Tim
Patrick.
The only good thing he did was cost the Lions a Super Bowl appearance.
So here's the thing about Tim Patrick, right? The Broncos want players that they can like fully employ and not share joint custody with. And Hospital U really needed receiver help.
Yo, that's fucked up.
So they did this thing, crazy concept. What's Tim Patrick good at?
A lot of things, actually, but
what's Tim Patrick good at?
I mean, he's a good jump ball receiver. He's pretty good in the slot.
He's big, he fast. He's 6'4" and fast and is good at winning jump balls. They drafted this guy out of Utah. His name's Devon Vele. He's 6'4" and fast and good at winning jump balls. So they said, hey, Tim Patrick, you're not a rookie anymore. You're not super young, and you can't stay healthy for more than 5 minutes. We've got this guy who is a rookie and presumably can stay healthy for more than 5 minutes. So we're going to side with this guy this time.
It's not even them who I'm mad about. It's Josh Reynolds and Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin was objectively the worst receiver in football all of camp. He was ass. He never had a good play, and you kept him.
Were because you at Broncos camp?
I listened to everybody at Broncos camp talk about it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not trying to be an ass, but the way you're talking about it sounded like you personally experienced it and were personally offended.
I'm personally offended by the way the NFL works sometimes. Because you traded up in the 4th round for Troy Franklin. It shouldn't matter. If he's not good, you shouldn't be like, well, we drafted him early. Like, I know everybody's clowning Minnesota for Lewis Cine and Andrew Booth. I kind of respect acknowledging, all right, we fucked up, get him out. Instead of just, well, we need to get rid of better players because we drafted a guy. No, dude. If he's bad, he's bad.
Yeah. So, to that point, Denver has a rookie quarterback. And they're trying to make him as comfortable as possible.
Yep.
Troy Franklin was his #1 target in college. And let me finish, because you're making this dumb face like I'm saying something stupid, and I can't stand it.
It's not about you.
Okay. Troy Franklin's best trait as a receiver, in my opinion, based off what I saw, was his chemistry with Bo Nix. Being able to operate on the fly, being able to make himself available. Even if he wasn't the greatest route runner, wasn't the fastest guy, wasn't the best at the catch point, whatever. Once the play started to break down and he was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Something clicked in Troy Franklin's head and he's like, okay, I'm going to just be open now. And Bo would be like, oh, fuck yeah. And then just, do whatever. I think and this is me playing devil's advocate. In my eyes, this is just saying we have a lot of faith in that connection, which is totally understandable.
Sure.
And we want to make sure he's on the field. Now, looking at their actual depth chart, he is buried.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're starting him over someone who, like, I'll put it this way. If this was like, he's our #1 guy, Courtland Sutton's our #2, it's like, okay, let's settle down. But like when his competition is Devon Vele, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Marvin Mims, Josh Reynolds, I get it. Because you're operating with a bunch of guys who are like, so you want to get the guy that has at least something that stands out being that chemistry.
So my thing, though, is you could have, you talked about making it easier on Bo Nix. doesn't a great contested catch guy make life easier?
Yeah, they have Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
Who is going to be doubled all the time, and here, one of your ass receivers beat us, and none of them will.
He was doubled
a lot last year.
Behind.
It really did not matter. He is very
Listen
very
from
good.
a process.
You can like Bo Nix as much as you want, but he's not the deep ball thrower that Russell Wilson is.
No, he's
you're right. He's better.
Not. That's the other thing too.
Stop.
Like, okay, settle down. That's the other thing too. Like, let's not act like Bo Nix is airing it out every other play. Having a deep ball guy matters, but he doesn't need to be like your superstar. He just needs to be on the roster.
That's my thing. Troy Franklin, or God damn it, no, Tim Patrick has basically always played more in the slot for Denver. He's just a big tight end-esque guy, and they don't have a good tight end.
That's Devon Vele. I'm telling you, they replaced him through the draft. I know. I don't. Have you? Let me ask you. I'm not being an asshole. Have you watched Vele play? So that's the thing. I understand where you're coming from because I'm saying some name you've never heard before.
100%.
And I'm saying this is Tim Patrick now. But genuinely speaking, profile-wise, he is the same player.
Yeah.
He's cheaper. He's probably going to be on the field as much, if not more, because he won't get hurt. He's younger, and they're banking on a young receiver in Bo Nix building a little bit of chemistry, as opposed to saying, hey, Bo, here's this guy. Don't get too used to throwing to him, though, because we can't guarantee he'll be here by week 8.
Yeah.
Bullies.
Well, yeah.
Listen, I get it. Everyone wants to be sympathetic towards Tim Patrick. I do, too. But at the end of the day, you got a spade's a spade. You know, you got to call it how it is.
Have we done that with any other injury-prone player so far today, though? He's had 2
How many
injuries.
have really been brought up?
None, actually. I don't know.
Right. And also, both of his injuries were like
where's Christian McCaffrey?
To his lower leg.
Who's done the same thing. A lot of leg injuries.
But we've seen McCaffrey play at an elite level after those injuries.
I know. All right. We need to move. I'm sorry. Jake's upset.
We just need to pick games at this point. There's really no.
What's next?
Raiders, Chargers. I'm taking the
Raiders, Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers as well.
I'm also going to take the Chargers. I'm not going to be different.
2 teams that are going to be very upside based, but I trust the Chargers defense and run game more than I trust the Raiders. And I think that'll be the difference.
Cowboys, Browns. Give me the boys.
Yeah. Miller, you can't do it.
I want to be different, but I can't pick him. So
I'd have to kick you off the show. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It crossed my mind for a second, but no.
I get it. Their defense is good.
Commanders, Buccaneers. Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks defense is going to make Jaden Daniels' life
fake show.
Hard. Also, that Baker Mayfield against a mediocre defense, and then rookie quarterback who I don't think is that good against an above-average defense. That's not a good recipe.
Unless Jaden Daniels just runs it all over them. Over.
I don't even see that happening because Tampa Bay was able to contain and stop Fields pretty well last year.
Like I said, unless Jaden Daniels does that, Washington doesn't have a shot.
Oh, so you're okay. I misunderstood you because I thought you were saying like that would be one way that Daniels could maybe win.
Well, I'm saying that's how they could, is if Daniels just like goes off in the running game, sure.
Right, but my point is I don't think that's very likely.
It's just a way. The only way, in my opinion, is Daniels just goes, fuck it, I'll do it myself.
Playoff rematch, Stafford return rematch, Rams-Lions. Give me the Rams.
Give me the Rams also as well.
That was going to be my upset pick, but apparently we're all doing it.
Yeah. I'm excited
upset.
About their defense, and their offense is going to be cool. Watch out for Jordan Whittington.
Well, everybody thinks the Lions are a Super Bowl team for some reason. Suddenly, it drives me a little nuts.
Dan Campbell was in a Chili's commercial.
Was he? I haven't seen a commercial in 2 years.
Dude, it's so funny. Just real quick, he walks up to a table, and it's like they're advertising like 50-cent wings or something like that. So he walks over, and he's got his clipboard in front of him, and he's like, what can I get you guys to eat? And the guy starts talking. He goes, up, up, up. Cover your mouth. They can see your order. They can steal your order. And the guy goes, I'll take the 50-cent wings. And then his date sitting across from him goes, I'll do the same. And Dan Campbell goes, yeah, good choices. And then he walks away.
Okay.
It's like 30 seconds long, but it's so funny. It's exactly what I would imagine Dan Campbell as a Chili's waiter to be like. They did good.
Yeah, I haven't seen an ad in years.
Fair. I had to seek it out because I saw someone mention it, and I was like, I gotta see this.
Gotcha.
I think we're gonna, if this is a consensus, we would finish with 9 straight consensus games.
Oh my
for the
God.
boys. If this one is consensus.
What is it?
Jets Niners. And it's not going to be because he's going to be different to pick the Jets. Niners.
It might not actually. I don't know.
Niners.
Yeah, I refuse to pick the Jets.
We all know who Mo's picking. Yeah.
No, so in the picks that I did before we did this, because I still have that pool going for like I did last year, I picked the Niners. So I think I'm just gonna stick with that, and we're just gonna keep consensus, I guess. 9
straight consensus games to end the run, guys. The picks leaderboard is not going to be very diverse this after week 1, I fear. But week 1 preview over. That is our show. So these boys have nothing else to comment or to scream about. Football starts and has already started by the time you listen to this. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Run the North podcast. Football is back. We're back. Things are good. Life is good. Cannot wait to watch that ball. Watch whoever it is, Justin Tucker or the other guy, kick the ball off tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
It'll be Reed.
Guy. We will be using the. Yeah. Oh, that's right.
He's their kicker.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the other guy.
See the first ever NFL regular season new kickoff rules. It's going to be a great time. Tonight, if you were listening to this, is the Packers-Eagles game. Hopefully, Packers pull that one out. But we want to thank you guys again so much for listening to this episode of the Run the North podcast. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And, of course, go follow us on Spotify. Give us a rate and a review on Spotify. That would be greatly appreciated. Go follow the boys on their individual stuff. All those links are in the bio. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.